Resentment will kill you. I mean it. We have lots of research to show us that the feeling of resentment will eat you up from the inside. It causes ulcers, it causes physical problems all throughout the body, and it can last a lifetime unless you figure out the cure for resentment. And there is only one cure for resentment. It's forgiveness. Now let me read to you some brilliant psychological advice on how to cure resentment. It's from Matthew 7, chapter 3. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? See, the core of resentment is when you have a problem really with yourself, you just don't realize it. Let me explain. Resentment is the feeling of anger that you have as a result of feeling demeaned. Now, anger itself is not the problem. Anger is energy to solve a problem. That's all it is. And Paul tells us that in your anger, do not sin. He's making it clear that anger is not even a sin. And psychologically, anger is not necessarily a problem. But the resentment form of anger is. Because resentment is when you have felt demeaned and you believe your worth has been lessened by being demeaned. Nobody resents a tornado. You resent a person who has now made you believe in your own mind that your worth has been lessened and you need to even the scales. Now, there's a difference between righteous indignation and resentment. Righteous indignation is the moral outrage you feel when you view injustice. And you're going to get angry when you view injustice because you want to see that injustice stopped. But resentment is the anger you feel towards another person who has made you feel demeaned, and now you believe in your own mind that your worth has been lessened and you need to make them pay. That's why even when people get revenge, which is based on resentment, they never really stop hating that other person, because the resentment that caused the revenge is based on the shame that came from feeling demeaned and now believing in your own mind that your worth has been lessened, and you're just going to be angry at the other person as if it's their fault and they need to pay. And even after you make them pay, you've never addressed the shame and the doubts in your own mind about your worth that were the cause of the resentment in the first place. So let me read you this brilliant psychological advice again. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Do you get it now? The brilliant psychological advice here is when you resent someone and you're looking out there as if they're the source of your anger, you're looking in the wrong place. If you want to heal your resentment, you need to realize the problem was never with the other person. It's a problem that you have with yourself. Over the last couple of decades, psychologists have spent a lot of time studying the difference between guilt and shame. They've come up with the fact that guilt is about what you do, but shame is about who you are. Guilt that's free of shame is relatively healthy. But shame, the belief that you're not worthy of love, causes all kinds of psychological problems. I've been so impressed with this research that I now have written a book about it called Overcoming Shame, Letting Go of Others' Expectations and Embracing God's Acceptance. If you want to find out about the difference between guilt and shame in your life, then I suggest you pick up a copy so you can learn how to overcome shame